Hello guys, I'm back again. Okay. Now this is the fun part. I'll just grab some paper toweling. So what I forgot to say last time, this if you go onto Google and you Google free images, it will have, I can't remember what the site is called, it's just free images download on Google, because you have to be careful when you actually download stuff that it's not copyright. So if you go onto a free images website or a page, it can be on the safe side. So this is a part of the free images one, so I made sure of that. So I actually have cut out the little squirrel. So cute. I'm going to have him sitting up there so that I might have that there as well. And then I had this page, the squirrel we put on last, this page, and I've cut out all the individual elements and all that kind of stuff. And I thought these are probably a bit big, so what I might do, cut out all the bits. I quite like that. I like having something over the top of the picture there. So I'll still do the grass and everything in the background, so we'll paint first, but I quite like the look of that. I was going to have that, but I think it's a little big. So, and I've also got, so that can be saved for something else. Got some extra leaves here as well. So, you know, you might pop that up there as well. So we've got to paint the background first and actually paint the cat. And then the collage will be some of the last things that we put on. I think it's so cute, and it's about the right size. So it's gonna be adorable. Now, as far as brushes go, I've got the Jane Davenport, what's it called, the Colour Institute. It's a B, is it a B and an F? And I can't remember what that's called. It's a Pentel, there you go, Pentel brush pen. You need to get something with a bit of a point. This one is great for backgrounds, it's a bit wrecked. But if you haven't got those, for watercolour, you do round brushes. Maybe for the big background stuff, a number 12, as long as it's got a point. And maybe for a smaller one, where are we? There's my fine liner. This is for doing any details, just a sort of like a fine liner one. But I would probably recommend these. These are really good because you don't have to worry about refilling and doing it. But for backgrounds, I tend to use, this is called a, it's actually goat hair, number 12 goat hair. It's a mop brush, which I use for the background, which does a lot in the one go. So now we'll put this aside. It's so cute, I love it. So I'm really glad that I thought of it. So this is the way you can incorporate collaging with artwork. So I'm going to put this here, and I might even put some of that on the side there actually, because I don't want it to, if I spill over, it will be all good. Now, there we go. So when you're doing artworks, usually you do the background. So, unfortunately, my actual photo, my coloured photo, is on this phone. So I can't really, excuse me, having a cup of tea, get it out. So what I'm going to do is do the background first, which I'll utilise. Yeah. Might put my brushes and pan things out here. Once again, I may end up using mainly the neutral palettes because the cat is fairly black and white. But I'll have all this stuff here. Anyway, so what I want to do is some background. So for this, I've accidentally done that before. Put in the brush in my cup of tea. So you wet your background where you want to go, so around the cat. This is called wet on wet technique. If you want to do more intense painting, like there's plenty of other art tutorial watercolour tutorials out there, art a la carte, so there's quite a few. Amy's Art, I just recently come across her. Now, so this is like wet on wet technique, but I don't want to do it too wet. Do this first. Where's my... I spray. These are just Jane Davenport colours. So I want to do a background, and it's sort of fairly greeny blue. It's not really that hard. I'm no professional watercolour by any means, I can tell you that. Now, this is good for large amounts. Doing this, they're using the water brush, but if you want to do small amounts, the other brush is probably not a bad thing. See, I'm not sure how this paper, I haven't used it before. It's a bit, curls up a tad, not good. So you just go over what you've already drawn. I actually drew in the ear because I rubbed out those leaves I'd done on the first one. Okay. Okay. It's one of these things that always looks worse before it looks better. Colour am I using? It's called in the Sea Glitz palette of Jane Davenport. It's called Sea Nymph. The colours, the naming of her colours are pretty cute. Okay, that's just a really light coat. Ugh. Unlike other watercolour artists, because I'm a mixed media artist, it doesn't necessarily have to be a lot of my detail comes in the when I do the pencil over the top, rather than all the detail in the colours. Just adding a little bit of green, which is called Enchantress. Okay, make sure it matches. I want it to match this. Put a bit of that with it. You just dab it down, not that hard. It's called, it's watercolour for a reason. You just don't know what that is. Doing it fairly watery. On the top. Probably should get my blow dryer if you don't want to wait. Let's get the blow dryer out. There we go. See, hardly done anything and it's already looking rather pretty. Okay. Now, what I might do is maybe turn it off and just let it dry a little bit. Okay, just pause it for a sec. Back on again. What I'm going to do, it's got a bit of yellow. A little bit of yellow in those leaves. So I'm going to put a bit of yellow. I think I need more of an orange yellow, so maybe this one. Oh. Yeah, that's it. Oh. Okay, so that's called Mango. I'll put a little bit over here as well, maybe a bit there. When it comes to doing leaves and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't have to be perfect. There we go. Just want it to come through a little bit. Okay, now if you're like me and you're impatient, you get the blow dryer out. I'll put that on and I'll pause it. What I'm, oh, it's moving. What I'm doing now is I'm going to put this on just to see. Always refer to the picture. I mean, this is why you don't always just to see how I put that yellow in there. Now, what else? It's not 100% dry. These away. Don't want to get these wet. Put this one, and see that will sit over there. See, that looks really good with that. I think my other thing went overboard. It has. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back again. So this may end up going on there like that, so it can go over its ear. I'd like to get as much as the squirrel in as I can. So that was there. Put it in, and I might just have that going over there so it indicates that it's the tree. There was another leaf somewhere, which I may put there, but here is this. There we go, so you can see the leaves and everything in the background. So I want to have that going along there. See how that's sort of coming to life now? It's got a bit of brown, so I might just splatter a few little bits of brown with a, move this out of the way for a sec, maybe a bigger number 12 round brush, get a little bit of brown, light brown, up. Okay. Background does not need to be perfect, like as in, might do the same. There we go. Now that bit of the cat, I might even bring back in the blow dryer and let that soak up, or you can go back in with your just your paper towel, just to give it a bit of extra, yeah, a bit of extra, like that. In the background, because by the time you've got all the other stuff on there, there we go, I think that's enough. Just needed to bring in a little bit of that green, brown, maybe a little bit more here, a little bit more around here. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Okay, how to make a picture not using the best techniques. Okay, now I'll just pause for a sec and blow dry that. Oop, shaking, back again. Now, in order to help us be a little bit more so we're into the picture, I am going to glue that down. See how that brings it out? You're just having that little bit of the colour. So I'm going to glue Mr. Squirrel down. Up. Yep. Just on here. I'll paste it all down and you don't have to worry about watching it. Back on again. Be really careful when you glue because it is quite fine, and it is going to go everywhere. Okay, a bit more over. I've just done it with Mod Podge. Excuse my head, I'm sorry. Moving up and over a bit. Oh, so hard to try and get it in line. Okay, now where's my little roller? There was a bit down here which I squished. I started off using glue stick, but it wasn't really working too well for me. So, here we are. Maybe a bit of glue here. I mean, I normally wouldn't glue it on at this point so fast, but I just think it just gives us a bit of an idea what it will look like and encourage us to keep going. Now, glue down here. Ooh. Now, here's the other bits. Here we go. I've got this one here. Okay. There we go. 20 minutes, not too bad. Definitely going to be a 3-parter. At the moment we're just doing the background. Now, there was another bit somewhere. I think that's gone AWOL. Just a look. Fit. Okay. What I want to do, before I glue this down, I think I need to do more detail. So that'll go like this. I think that'll go underneath like that. It's just underneath the cat. And then that will go maybe over the top or something. Oh, there we go. And I found these, which I think I might even do a little bit of stenciling over in the corner there. So, okay, see how we go. Put the Mod Podge away. It seems awfully close to his nose, but like with anything, it'll look better once we get started. I'm just going to, well, here it is. I was wondering where this went. I'm just going to pause it and put that in there, just to give it a bit more body on the top there. Okay. Got to be so careful with this, because it just rips the paper. This is actually a photocopy of the Edith Holden page. I photocopied a couple, but because it's for my own personal use, it's okay. If I was to sell it, so the paper is just a little finer than what it would be. Okay, see if that's enough. Whoop. Needs to be a little higher. So it looks like it's coming across, which I think it does. There we go. It's actually not a bad thing if it's crossing over the leaf. It's a bit more realistic look. There we go. Now, so keep these there for colouring, and oh, a little dusty glue. Okay. Now, what I need to do . This, I needed to get it a little closer, it's a bit far away. We go on to the other side. And cut. Excuse me. Cute, cute. Poor little squirrel's got his tail cut off, but you can't really tell too much. There we go. Now, let's look how we're going. Make sure that everything is glued down properly. I think some of this hasn't been. There we go. Because I was a bit too far away. That's the trouble with doing this while you're filming. So I'm a bit far away. Okay. Now, I like it. And I'm glad I chose to use this. Rather cute. Now, it doesn't have to be a squirrel. It can be something else. See, there we go. It hasn't glued down just here. Oh, if you want to, you can choose to keep the background and just paint your background the same colour. Sorry about this, guys, extra work, but you want to make sure it's down. There we go. And I'm not sure how this paper was going to react because I hadn't used it before. Sometimes it's good, sometimes not so good. I like it. There we go. See, I love those splatters. They look so cool. Now, what we need to do, which I probably will do in the next video, I'll show you how to do the leaves for now, and then the next video will start on the actual cat. The cat is in sort of black and white. Okay. But here we go. What I want to do now is was in here like this. Make sure I get the right one. I'll put that back down here. And which one were we using? This one. For the greens. So what I might do, get my brush, get my picture a little bit, and get this green. See some of the outline of the, so I'm using Water Sprite and Enchantress. Okay, the ones in the background a little bit darker. This is why it's important to have a pen with a point. So some of it's going to be covered. It really doesn't need to be perfect. All the darker bits. Hope this is up high enough, guys. Let's put it up higher. too fussed over that side because I want to put a bit of stenciling over the top of that. So make it as easy as possible. Now, see how it's got a bit of that dark. There, might even have one going across. The page. I won't worry too much about that side. There we go. It's as easy as that, guys. Now, more of that green on the top. Green in the background here, maybe on the bottom. Okay, there we go. I will let that dry, and then the next time we come back I'll be colouring in and doing a little bit more of the cat. Oh, nearly put it in my cup of tea again. I might, there's a little bit of the outline here. So I'll get a bit of an outline of where the moggy is. And blend it in a bit. I don't want to be able to see that, so you know, so it's like a direct. There we go. Here anyway. Okay. Might let this dry a little bit more natural. See that line? There we go. I have to, I can always dab it a little bit. Okay, just let that dry. That's the trouble with watercolour, you tend to just want to touch it and touch it and touch it. So the next session, I'll do the actual cat itself, but you can see once this dries, we can stick this down. We'll go down first. That'll be like that. I'll have to go down last because we've got to put it over top of the cat, but it probably won't be that high. There we go. It's looking pretty cool already. I like it. Okay, and then you even add more detail again once you've got the pencil. You do a bit of shading around the ears and along that. So, okay guys, well, 36 minutes already, and so for the next one we'll do the cat's face. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. Until part 3. See ya!